Welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you've not been here before, welcome to the channel. And this is episode 1 of the road to 400 kilo deadlift. And this is not what I expected for episode 1. This is not what I imagined, but here we are. I had 2 unexpected visitors, both sub-junior IPF champions, 118 and 117. And they basically coached me for a lot of the video. Now, confidence isn't about refusing advice. It's knowing how to filter it. And there's a lot of knowledge in this video. Some stuff I took away and a lot of stuff that a new beginner would take away. So I thought it was only right to make it episode 1. Let's get into the video. How long have you been competing for, Zhaine?
I've only done 2 competitions.
Okay.
4 months, yeah.
And what kind of numbers are you pulling?
Pulling on deadlift.
Well, what's your total? What sort of numbers are you doing on each lift?
My total comp is 683, but...
And how old are you again?
17.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's on each exercise?
That's a 252 squat, 171 bench, and 260 deadlift, but it was really good.
And you're only 17?
Yeah.
What RPE would you say you're 260, is it 262?
260 deadlift.
What RPE would you say that is?
8.
Okay, cool. So there's another 20, 30 keep in there maybe, peaking.
20.
Okay, lovely. And yourself, Jake?
I'm Jake.
Yep.
I'm the same as Zay. I'm a British athlete.
How old are you as well?
I'm 18.
Okay, you're 18.
Been
And how
on
long
that.
have you been
2 years.
competing for? Okay, cool.
Been in it a while.
So who's teaching who?
He's teaching me.
You getting him?
Yeah, my fault.
Yeah.
The greatest athlete.
Okay. And what you've been, what are your numbers like at the moment?
I deadlift 272,
Strong?
bench 125, and squat 210 at 66 bodyweight.
What's your squat?
210,
Okay, and your bench is?
125,
Okay, and what's your body weight?
66 kg.
Yours is?
74.
Okay, cool. Is that same category?
Nah, different category.
So he's in a higher category?
He's in
heavier
a higher category.
So how did the categories
Yeah.
go? Just for the viewers.
53s, 59s, 74, 83, 93, 105, 120, and 120 plus.
And this is the juniors, yeah?
Sub-juniors.
Sub-juniors.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't even know that. So what's your goals?
World champs.
Yeah, world champions.
Okay,
Yeah.
by when?
August. It's in August.
Okay, this
Or
year?
If not this year, then.
So you want to be the
World
sub,
champion one day,
you want to be the IPF
Sub-junior.
IPF
sub-junior
sub-junior world champ.
world champion. Okay, all the best for that. And yourself?
Same.
Oh, you're different categories, so basically you can have the same
Yeah,
title.
same.
Okay, yeah, mate. So let me just fill you in. So this actually wasn't intended at all. What actually happened is the guys came down and is bigging up Sumo Deadlift. As you can see on the board there, I've written cheat. If I show you here, I've written cheat there on the board here. Now for me, obviously I'm old school bencher, old school squatter, and old school deadlifter. I don't think much really changes when it comes to the squat other than high bar and low bar. You know, you have close stance and wide stance, but it's not something that people scream about. Obviously, Sumo Deadlift, for me, I've always looked at that as cheating. But for those of you who don't know who I am, my name is Micquel, Wright. I'm a 2-time British bodybuilding champion and a GPC 2023 British powerlifting champion. I've coached myself through many shows, successfully on my own, won British titles, many bodybuilding shows, and I only competed for 9 months to win the British in powerlifting. I think I won my first powerlifting competition within 3 months. Obviously, I've been training a long time. Zhaine, 17, and Jake's 18. I've been training longer than both of these guys have been born. So there's a lot of stuff that I've seen come and go, a lot of trends, a lot of fads, and a lot of science-based lifting. Only the core essence and the real proper bodybuilding, you know, compound lifts and stuff like that, have always remained in most people's workouts, because you can't really get big and strong and get that dense muscle without them. So that's why I rate powerlifting, and always been excited about powerlifting, because actually it is the free real exercises. It's the free exercises that you can't get away from. You can't get away from the squat, the deadlift, or the bench if you want to be strong. Let's check some more of this video out, see what the guys are saying. Okay, so
Right, so positioning for me, it's super wide. For Zay, it's a bit closer. So you find whatever's comfortable for you, whatever's powerful, because a lot of people don't have the mobility or the adductor strength to push from a wide stance like this.
does your leg length make a difference?
Femur length makes a difference, yeah. I mean, short femurs tend to have a closer stance.
Okay.
If you've got long femurs, you can like get your shins and your knees stacked. I can't quite do that, but if you have really long femurs, it'd push out, so these are over, even in the max stance. So you'd be really powerful. Certain people have those leverages. Anyway, grip is narrower for sumo. Most people like it like in line with shoulders. Some people do it wider for an easier lockout. You might need to do that because you're big.
I'm not doing it, but anyway, now we'll see. Go on. Yeah.
And there's 2 types of grip that are used. Well, there's 4, but no one uses the other ones.
I only know
there's-
2, so it'd be nice for you to talk me through them.
Right, so the one no one uses is double underhand.
Yeah.
No one uses double overhand as well because the bar rolls.
Like I said, guys, like you can learn from everybody. I didn't know that you could do a double underhand grip. I suppose I could have guessed it if, I was forced to, but don't know why anybody would do a double underhand grip, but obviously it exists for a reason. And Jake clearly explains that nobody uses it. I can obviously see why. Yeah.
So people either use mixed grip or hook grip, where you put the thumbs inside and wrap all the fingers around and
It's
pull
very
the
painful though,
pinkies.
isn't it?
Yeah, but you get chalk, you get used to it.
Okay, I'm not used to it yet. But yeah.
And then there's thoracic rounding, which is where you round your shoulder blades, not to the point where you're rounding your spine, but enough to be locking your lats.
So that's a positive. That's what you want to do.
You want to round your upper back.
Okay.
This allows you to get closer to the bar
Yeah.
without ruining your positioning. So then, set your stance, make your arms as long as possible, reach down, set your grip, and get into position. You don't want to sit too low because then you're ruining your position. So you want to come into it to a point where you feel all that tension building. So that's where we get on to the next point.
Okay, so now he's
Move
teaching me
upwards.
about slack.
You take the slack out.
Which I know about slack.
And the other way is just static, where you just do it without moving.
Show me hips again, please.
So the first one is where you use your hips to get away from the bar.
Okay.
And the second one is where you kind of use your shoulders and your lats to get away from the bar. You don't really move your hips much.
Okay.
And then you go directly into the wedge.
You got. What's actually crazy is everybody has different learning styles, and I'm getting much more from actually what he was taught me on the day, seeing it from this perspective than actually being there in the session. Because now I'm actually, I'm not training, I'm not hyped, ready to do a lift or whatever. I'm actually sitting back now as a viewer. So I'm hoping that from where you are, you can actually take this in. So let me shut up a little bit and see what you can potentially take from this video. Oh, this covered Zhaine, yeah?
Yeah, I usually get away from the bar, so
Yeah.
get my position. And I go
So he
like
does,
that, and then
yeah.
That's probably what I would
He
be
does
looking from
hips
here.
back, yeah.
Why do you do that? Why do you?
I feel more powerful when I do that. I've experimented with different things.
Are you coming from a conventional deadlift background?
Yeah, yeah.
So that's the drive and it's similar.
So I just get out like that.
Okay, cool. So we've got position, slack, wedge.
And then you go into wedge, so which is what you already done there, which is after the slack, after you've pulled that slack, you then wedge back in, getting into position, getting your hips set.
Yeah.
The bar doesn't come off the ground.
conventional as well. Similar.
The bar doesn't come off the ground when it's heavy, but because it's light, it will come off the ground.
Yeah, of course.
During the slack pull. But yeah, so you get in and then you open up your hips into the bar without sitting into it like this, because then you ruin your positioning.
Yeah.
So to the point where you get in, but you're not overdoing one way or the other.
Okay, cool.
So it's slack, wedge.
Okay. So we've got position, slack, wedge, off the floor, and then lockout.
So off the floor would be after the slack and wedge, which is when you set your positioning. So you already got into the right position, but a lot of the times if you push in the wrong way or don't have the right cues in your mind, your positioning can mess up. What happens a lot is people get into the position and then suddenly do that, and their hips shoot back and up, which means they're in a really weak position. So what you want to do is you want to lock out your legs and let your body follow, but not lock out your legs and leave the body behind. So slack, wedge, up, pushing through the legs.
Obviously, once he's putting everything together, seems pretty easy, seems pretty straightforward. Doesn't really seem that much in other steps from, you know, a normal conventional deadlift. But I just don't like the pressure that it puts more on the weaker muscles. For instance, like it seems like it's all adductors. I just feel like I'll be a lot safer in a conventional deadlift sitting into it. And yeah, I just really don't like it. I'm not too sure if it's something I could ever get used to. Like I said to the guys, I don't ever want to sumo deadlift, if I'm totally honest here, but it was like nice to know and nice to learn, and congratulations, hats off to anybody who knows how to conventional and sumo. Is, you know, learning 2 different variations of the same exercise is always a bonus. And of course, possibly doing sumo for a season, I could come back and my conventional might go up, because again, when I'm saying putting pressure on the weaker muscles, those weaker muscles would have to learn to get stronger. They'd have to adapt. So you never know. I can't really see me having the time for it, and the need and the want to do sumo. But like I said, it was very, very interesting learning.
And if you can, as you go up, open up the hips. Maintain that position. Don't let the legs fold in. So slack, wedge, keep them hips open.
So that's basically wedge and lockout, off the floor and lockout together.
And that goes into lockout, where you just need to be shoulders behind the imaginary bar line.
Like I said before, I wasn't trying to be like braggadocious or egotistical.
course.
I've been deadlifting for a long time. The problem is when you obviously your nervous system's trained to do certain things, it's kind of like unlearning and relearning, which obviously I'm not prepared to do for the sake of trying to master the conventional. So one of the things that I didn't really discuss when the guys was with me is obviously in 2023, under 262 kg, I had a pec tear. And it's not that I've forgotten my deadlift cues, but I've had to kind of readjust my whole deadlift to where it feels comfortable. So my deadlift, like I said, I've done it to where it feels comfortable. So rather than have my shoulders in line with the bar, I kind of had them slightly behind the bar, so that basically my chest is protected and I'm a lot closer and a lot tighter. But as obviously my chest strength is building back up, I'm getting better to go in a position. And you'll see later on where Jake shows me a video back which Zhaine recorded saying, look, this is your line now. And as soon as I get back into line, obviously the bar goes up a lot smoother. But the point I'm trying to make here is about not trying to unlearn what you already know. My central nervous system knows exactly what to do with the deadlift. If I start doing sumos now while I'm trying to get a bigger deadlift, it's just a lot to take on. It's very, very confusing. Because I'm still learning, if I'm totally honest with you. I've been deadlifting for a lot of years, and although I've had good numbers, my form has been great sometimes, but then I've got the factors in putting on weight and stuff like that, and then my leverage is change and I'm kind of learning all over again. But I think it's amazing for someone who knows how to do both, really and truly. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not like doing a wide squat and a narrow squat. It's totally different, the cues, and there's a lot to it. Do you know what I mean? But if you could show Zhaine and then I can watch him, I'll try after.
I mean, yeah, he has a closer stance. He's already pretty good at it.
Yeah. My stance is slightly closer like this.
So yeah,
I feel like Zhaine has really, really good levers. If I look at his body, it just seems really balanced. You know, like myself, I've got really, really long legs and a really short torso, which is good for the deadlifts. You know, deadlifts are going to seem a lot slower to these IPF sub-juniors because they're training with a lot smaller guys a lot of the time. You know, they haven't finished growing yet. So when they see me do a deadlift, it might seem slow, but it's got a longer way to go. I feel like Zhaine on a deadlift, especially on a sumo, just seems like it's straight up and down. I think he's got really, really good levers for it. But, you know, levers don't necessarily make strength. Some people have great levers, but they don't have the strength. There's a lot of things that need combining to make the lift work.
the only thing I would say is, again, off the floor, open up the hips.
Yeah.
Maintain that position.
My mobility isn't that good though. So.
You do need to work on mobility a lot for sumo.
Yeah, so it's not going to happen for me.
Yeah, it's not something that can click in one day. You have to learn it over time. Where he
Whereas with conventional, I go for the opposite effect. I have really tight hamstrings. It allows me to use them. Do you know what I mean? Whereas if I get my mobility, I feel like the more flexible I get when it comes to conventional, it doesn't move as well. Let me attempt this. You have to talk me through it though.
All right, so set stance which is comfortable, probably not as wide as me, probably similar
So this is the moment of truth.
to Zay. So where your heels are just about on the thing. If you,
Further than that?
maybe set your ankle in line with the first ring
Okay.
on both legs.
Wow, go on.
Right. Now reach down for the bar. And okay, let's go through thoracic rounding. Thoracic rounding, a nice way to think about it is throw the shoulders forward and down. And then reach down for the bar. Right. Bit wider. Right. Now, as you pull the slack, shoot your hips back.
Pull the slack.
Okay, pull the slack.
Up first. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
And now brace in and slowly wedge into the bar. You're a bit too close probably, so yeah, the bar's gonna come forwards as you go in. And now the bar's far away from you, so you were too close at the start.
Yeah, this is a myth. This is a myth, guys. This is crazy. This is crazy. What did I do wrong?
You were too close to the bar at the start, so what happened was, because you were literally shins touching before you did the wedge, like you were shins touching with your hips up, so what happened is as you came in, the bar went forwards, and as you lifted up, it stayed forwards.
I'm pushing the bar out.
It stayed forwards.
Okay.
Keep the bar nice and close.
Whereas in a conventional deadlift, I want the bar as closer to my body as I can.
You do want it as close to your body as you can, but you need some distance off the floor because when you wedge back in, you're gonna push your shins slightly forwards to get over the bar.
Okay. With all due respect to my sumo lifters, I don't rate this exercise at all. I think it's horrible. I just think it's a cheat. I think they finessed the way to move that load at the shortest range possible. Do you know what I mean? Whereas at least with a squat, whether you're high bar or low bar, we're still looking for that, just past 90 degrees depth on a squat. But then again, I've seen people go so wide, it's just madness. But yeah, I like a decent range. I like to see a nice range of movement. I like to work a muscle through its complete range, but that's because I'm coming from a bodybuilding background.
Same as conventional in the sense that over the midfoot, but because your feet are pointed out, the midfoot's slightly different.
So should my feet be pointed straight, all right?
Slightly out.
And you know what? What do you?
Preference really.
Helps with.
So, some people are more like this, some people are more like this.
Well, from my knowledge, the reason why you turn your glutes out is because if you go like this and turn your feet there and push your glutes through, it allows you to activate your glutes.
There's that, as well as the fact that if you have your feet further out, your mobility is going to be better because you're now pushing your knees on a different line.
Yeah, of course. It's similar to like a squat.
When you do this, it's quite hard to get into the bar. You need quite good mobility to be able to push against that.
Which I don't have. So let's stick 2 feet out. So ankle on the first line of the bar. Midfoot, right? So we're going to keep the bar there.
Yeah, a tiny bit closer.
Okay.
To the bar. No, tiny bit closer to the bar.
I am trying to go.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, cool.
That's not even. You see,
okay.
In line with the ring.
So let me put the bar over first.
Yeah.
Okay, so in line with the ring.
Yeah. Slightly out on that side. Actually, no, yeah, because you got the out. That's good.
Yeah.
I'd say point the feet out a tiny bit more just because of your mobility.
This is ugly, man.
Right, and I'll reach down with the thoracic rounding.
So there. Here.
But keep the lats locked. Depressed.
From the top.
Depressed.
From the top, or do you lock them into place
as you slack, they're loose. Wedge, you bring them back in.
Okay, cool.
Slightly wider grip. I'd say normally 2 fingers on the knurling. Yeah.
Okay, there. Yeah.
So pull the slack, keep the shoulders loose, hips up.
Yeah, and up.
Yeah.
There.
And as you come back in, depress the lats, brace, and open up the hips into the bar. There we go. But then it was the opposite forward. So what happened is because you came up so quick, without maintaining the position, the bar came away from you.
Also, what these little whippersnappers didn't understand is like, yo, this is 11 o'clock at night, I'm not warm, and me getting into that position, I know it's only 70 kg, and getting down there without any warm-up was absolutely horrible. I'm somebody who's pretty much always done squats and then deadlift after, so When I start deadlifting straight away without kind of doing my squats first, without warming up my glutes, my hips and my hams, it just feels really, really stiff. So yeah, it just felt really, really cold. But like when I'm a lot younger, like these guys, I could just walk into the gym. I used to be able to warm up on 120 kg bench press, 140 kg squat. Could just go in and start throwing 35 kg dumbbells up on shoulders for my first set, and then go 35s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s. Now I'm a lot older. That's a myth. Although I was explaining the other day that when I was in Dubai for a bit, everything seemed to move different. My body just seemed to be well hydrated. And just warm, and I felt like I was 20 years younger. But training in this obviously underground stream, we definitely need to be warming up before we're doing anything really.
Yeah. What happens is the hips came up, which means the bar is now hanging. When you do it all in line, the bar stays close.
Okay, whereas a conventional
So you need to push through the legs and let the body follow.
Yeah, next week.
Next week.
I wasn't feeling it. Cool. We'll have one more try. It's not something I'm gonna get overnight. I don't particularly like it. Don't like the position it puts me in.
Yeah.
Never been a fan of sumo. Never wanted to do sumo anyway, if I'm totally honest with you.
Yeah.
Whoa. 1 second. So both the numbers you're talking about on deadlifts on sumo.
No. So
This is where I discredit.
both our deadlifts are sumo, are maxes.
Yeah, I'm active, but
But not everyone can do more sumo,
yeah,
even with a lot of training.
yeah.
People don't have the leverages.
I definitely wouldn't be able to do more.
That's why you see a lot of international athletes still doing conventional.
I don't think I'll be able to do more sumo.
I mean, you are quite tall.
I do have the levers for it. Yeah, so I'm joking when I said discredit them. So it's like, I don't rate sumo, and I always look at it and think, get out of here. But I have to trying to lift a lot in that position. I don't think I'd be able to ever lift more on a sumo than I would have on conventional. So I definitely think it's horses for courses. I'm like, my torso is really small.
But that's just in general deadlift leverages.
Yeah, I just think to me, it's like, it'd be what? It's hours in it. You got the 10,000 hour rule. How many hours would I have to put in to basically reprogram my brain to now, be doing sumo over conventional? Because you're early in the sport and you're quite young. It's like you're going to pick it up a lot faster, and you've not been doing it for years. Because, like I said, people speak about strength and that, but a lot of it's just nervous system training. If your body knows exactly what it's going to do, it does it. Do you know what I mean?
I mean, I was similar to him in the fact that I did sumo and never turned back. So my first ever deadlift was at 13 years old. I did 90 kilos. Yeah. My second ever deadlift was at 14, and I did 125 sumo, and I never looked back.
But you're of this generation.
I've done sumo since.
How long ago was you 14? What year? If you don't
4 years ago.
So 4 years, 2022?
Yeah.
Exactly. Like, well, my first deadlift was probably in 2002.
Before I was born.
Do you get what I'm trying to say? To like, no one was doing sumo then. If you've done a sumo, you're like, what's this guy doing? You know what I mean? Let's try one more. The only thing I will say is I would be absolutely fuming is if I was amazing at doing a sumo deadlift and I couldn't do a conventional deadlift, because I just feel like a conventional deadlift is the daddy of all exercise. And I feel like if I went somewhere and everyone was doing conventional and I had to show my test of strength and then I had to do sumo in front of a bunch of conventional deadlifters and it was discrediting my lift, it wouldn't make it for me. But bearing in mind, guys, these guys are, British. Well, Zaine's only been doing it 4 months. I think Jake is a 2-time British IPF sub-junior champion. I do have to check my credentials, but they're both aiming for the world. So there's a difference between training in your local gym and training at world level. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's the dedication, the commitment. It's not about what you can do in your local gym. It's not about ego. It's actually about showing up on the platform.
Yeah. You had everything up until off the floor, and then the hips shot back. So just maintain that position as you come in.
Okay,
like
cool.
That.
So ankles on the line, feet slightly out.
Tiny bit closer to the bar.
Yep. Is that enough?
Probably a bit more. Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna round the shoulders.
We're
gonna put the lats in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
We're gonna grip it round about there.
Slightly wider.
We're gonna take the slack out. Wedge.
Wedge is the really important bit. You set your position.
Yeah.
So try really get the hips into the bar and open up.
So basically, where I set up from, I'm going up in a straight line.
Yes, the bar's going up in a straight line, but your body isn't.
Yeah, because if you're really good looking,
So I just need to focus on.
Yeah, a lot of people who switch from conventional to sumo just naturally just shoot their hips back.
Yeah, that's
Because in conventional, there's normally less knee bend. Like in sumo, you get quite a lot of knee bend, quite a lot of leg work. In conventional, it's all a lot back.
Yeah.
So your back is like kind of programmed to be used, slightly wider grip. 2 fingers on the
two fingers on the knurling.
Yeah.
Slack out. Here we go.
Yeah.
On wedge.
Yeah.
Let's see what's going on. And what am I doing?
Come, look up. Look up
After
slightly.
15 minutes of training sumo,
Open up your hips.
let's have a look.
So, yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Bring the bar a bit closer to you. You feel the tension?
Yeah.
Right.
Like a gorilla?
Now, as you push, kind of think of yourself as a pendulum,
Yeah.
where you turn as your body. There we go.
Yo,
Nice and
expert
close.
sumo lifter. Do you know what I'm saying to you?
See how that stayed
Expert sumo lifter.
a lot closer, and now lock out your here instead of there.
Horrible though.
Horrible.
Absolutely horrible. I'm not interested at all. I'm not even interested in programming my nervous system to get used to that movement. I didn't even want to do it. I felt like it was gonna give me, when someone's got a cold or somebody's sick and you don't want to go in the room with them because you don't want to catch it. I didn't want to catch the sumo fever. Horrible. Horrible. It's just horrible. Yeah, it's not for me, guys.
But all new form always feels bad in the first place.
Most definitely.
Even wide grip bench, like he was a narrow grip bencher.
We're gonna beef over
The
this
amount
wide
of
grip. Now we're going into wide grip bench, and this is where this gets personal.
The amount I convinced him to go wider. I told him to do max grip. He was really close. He said, "I'll go 2 fingers wider." But yeah, you go wider. It's harder for a bit, but once you get used to it,
Like
progress.
I said before, the problem that I get is the vulnerability when you go wide. I feel like your pecs, when you're here and you turn in, you basically pressing with like your back, your triceps are tucked in, and you're basically got a cushion there, you're pressing off. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like if you're doing a press up there, you're doing a press up there, you know which we're gonna get more power. I know that it's a shorter range of movement, but my pec tear came from taking that exact advice and going wide. Obviously I had 262 kilos on the bar, and anything probably under 200 nod, you probably wouldn't have tore. Plus, I'd done a squat before and forced myself under the rack, which was the strain.
How long were you doing wide grip before you did that max attempt?
How long? Listen, Jake, and all of the powerlifting community, let me just finish this argument forever, right? I'm gonna get real, what's the word I'm looking for, animated right now. The back loves to do this. This is why we row. The back loves to do this, yeah? This is why we row. Simple. Row, row, row. So when we're benching, it's the same thing. And I was explaining about pushing, but now I'm explaining about the back movement. It's safe. Like I says, it cost me my chest listening to that advice of going wide here and being under such a load that when I'm bringing the bar down, there's absolutely zero protection here. Do you know what I mean? Zero protection. I'm on a super thick bench, really, really wide. My lats ain't properly engaged. Do you know what I mean? I'm just basically just committing suicide. You know, they say don't do suicide grip, but for me, wide grip bench like that is suicide. When you get to a certain load, it's too much stress here. You're very, very vulnerable. So like I said, bench press, elbows in, tuck your triceps into your laps and bring it down like this. This is how you do a bench press, just like a seated row. This is what the back wants to do. This is what it's asking you to do. For competitions, I get it. For keeping the range of motion as short as possible, I get it. For squatting really, really wide, I get it. Sumo, I get it. But for me, as a bodybuilder, coming from a bodybuilding background, I'm always going to be torn between making a lift look good and using my full range of motion. But then again, in all fairness, I'm not an IPF competitor. I'm not going for a world championship. So like I said, if I was, then I would be basically focusing on what these guys are doing. And you have to know the difference. If you're just a guy training in the local gym, or you're a powerlifter going for a powerlifter competition, pick a lane. Don't try and confuse the two. There's no point being a bodybuilder and being in the local gym and trying to bench out there. What are you doing? Do you know what I mean? What for? You're trying to basically get the biggest lift, but are you stimulating and using the full range of motion to actually build that muscle? That is really the goal as a bodybuilder, is to build as much possible and recruit as many fibers as you possibly can. One exercise that I would say to focus on for anybody that wants a big bench is the one arm row. Smash the one arm row as much as you can. Smash it. Like when you look at the Chinese Olympic lifters, they're smashing and they're doing this, and you might look at them thinking, what kind of half a rep is that? But the amount of explosiveness and with fibers that are getting recruited into that lat from basically doing a one arm row, it just literally, you've got to think, you know, what goes up must come down. Everything has its, you know, reverse, eccentric and concentric. The better your back is, the better your bench is going to be. You'll never ever see a bodybuilder with a massive bench press with a mediocre back. Do you know what I'm trying to say? To the two work together. Powerlifting, you know, you might be able to, what's the word that I'm looking for? Defy the laws a little bit, because obviously you're doing stuff specifically to move the weight from A to B. But as a bodybuilder who wants full range of motion, one arm rows, rear delts, barbell shrugs, lat pull downs, but with the machine like that. So basically, when you're bringing the cable down, you're hitting your upper back and your rhomboids, and that these are all the exercises that help for explosive bench. And I will argue with anybody about a bench press. I know I ended up tearing my pec and I'm building it back now, but you know, I was benching over 200 kg at the age of 18, which is now, it's not as rare, but back then it wasn't happening. Do you know what I mean? I was doing 180 for 12, 15 reps at my peak. And for the American guys, you're benching nearly 400 pounds for 12 to 15 reps at my peak. And that was because I benched like this. As soon as I started benching like that, I encountered a whole lot of issues. But of course, if you're powerlifting, you gotta do what you gotta do. I'm not taking anything away from these youngsters. Yeah, now we're gonna go into a conventional deadlift.
Straight off the floor.
There we go.
How dare you ask Micquel, right, if his glutes are weak point? Are you alright, bro? Do you know how strong these glutes are? Do you know how big these glutes are? Do you know what these glutes have done?